You ever wonder how some parents, and they seem to have it all, right? We're talking about everything, full-time job, bustling family life, and yet they're still able to get out there and nail it with a side hustle. You know who I'm talking about, though. Yes, that person that just popped into your head right there. They're the ones that seem to have unlocked this secret level in the game of life. Today, right here, we're diving into that very mystery. And we're not just talking about any side hustles here today. No. We're talking about those ones that beautifully weave themselves into the fabric of your busy 9-to-5 schedule. Because some of you like your 9-to-5. Others don't. We're going to address them both. This episode isn't just a conversation about boosting your income, however. No, I want it to be a roadmap to freedom. I want it to be a roadmap to the flexibility that you crave. And who doesn't want a little freedom and flexibility, right? So buckle up and get ready, because we're about to embark on a journey to discover side hustles that not only fit into your life, but also propel you towards your dreams. This is the Side Hustle Showdown on the Dark Horse Entrepreneur. And trust me, you don't want to miss a minute of it. Stay tuned. We're about to change the way you think about work, about life, and the balance in between. Hey there, audacious parents. Welcome to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast, where we're not just about surviving, we're about thriving. If you're tuning in, you're not looking for just another feel-good, pat on the back kind of show. No, you're here because you're ready to disrupt the status quo. You're ready because you're here to challenge your limits and to step out of the comfort zone where we know growth never happens. This is not just your average, let's all be happy with our 9-to-5 lives kind of podcast. We're here to give you actionable strategies. We're here to dive deep into the world of side hustles, digital marketing, and smart income boosting tactics. Why, you may ask? Because we're designed for parents like you, parents juggling family expenses, childcare, and the elusive me time. We're not just about making money, though. We're about designing a life that you dictate, not one that's been prepackaged in a soul-sucking 9-to-5 box. So, if you're ready to break free and design a life that aligns with your dreams, design a life that aligns with your family, you're in the right place. The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast. All right. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast. My driven entrepreneurs out there, the place where you can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. And as many of you know, and some of you are about to learn, I am your humble host, Tracy Brinkman. And if you're tuning in for the first time, a big, warm, dark horse welcome to you. To our returning listeners, I love you. You know I do, okay? Well, today we've got something special lined up. As I mentioned earlier, we're diving into a topic that resonates, well, with so many of us, especially since the craziness of 2020. But I think it's more about balancing that delicate dance between our full-time jobs, our family commitments, and that burning desire to do something more. Something that's 100% ours. Yep, that's it, my friends. Today we're talking about side hustles, and we're not just talking about any side hustles. We're going to be exploring those unique, those flexible, and more importantly, those profitable ventures that you can manage alongside your 9-to-5 job. And if you want to burst out all 100% on your own and do the cubicle escape, well, you can do that too. But here's the thing. I know what you're thinking. Tracy, how can I possibly add one more thing to my already overpacked schedule? Well, that's the exact challenge we're going to be addressing today. We're not here to add to your burden after all. We're here to illuminate pathways towards freedom, to illuminate pathways towards fulfillment in such a way that they seamlessly integrate into your life. So whether you're in the car, on the run, walking the dog, or just taking a break from your daily grind, this episode is going to give you a new perspective on what's possible. We're going to share some stories, definitely some strategies, and let you in on a few secrets that may make you rethink the entire side hustle game. So let's dive right in and discover how you can turn those spare moments into the stepping stones towards your dreams. When you think side hustles, what comes to mind, right? You know, if you're listening to this podcast, you've probably read any number of articles, seen any number of Facebook posts, and listened to other podcast episodes about side hustles. And maybe the first thing that pops into your head are some of the classics: freelancing gigs, writing, graphic design, or maybe even perhaps something more physical like delivering food, right? Or doing a rideshare service. All the brand names just popped into your head now, right? That little Uber action, a little DoorDash action. I use all those services and love the people that do them. The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast. And those are the usual suspects. Those are the familiar faces in our world of side hustles. But today, I'm not just walking down the well-trodden path. No, we're going to take a little detour onto that less traveled route, right? You see it, it's a thinner path. There's less footsteps on it, but you can still see the path there. I want you to imagine a treasure trove of side hustle opportunities, because they're all out there. And one of them, just one, that you might not have heard about in your everyday conversations. These, my friends, are the hidden gems. These are the paths less traveled. And these are the ones that offer not just additional income, but a chance, an opportunity to explore your passions or discover some new passions and stretch your creative muscles. This is muscle man position for those that can't see me, and tap into the skills that you may not have known you already had. I'm sorry, I'm cheesy. My wife loves it. Whatever, you guys get to deal with it. Here's what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to introduce you to some new, perhaps ones you haven't heard of, some unique side hustles. We're going to talk about ventures that can align with your lifestyle. It's more important than just trying anything, right? You want something that aligns with who you are and what time you have, and that can easily be managed alongside your busy 9-to-5 schedule, whether that 9-to-5 schedule includes another job or just hustling the family around, right? And most importantly, we want to make sure it brings to you a sense of excitement and fulfillment. Otherwise, why would you be flipping doing it in the first place? If you're sitting there right now wondering if there is more to side hustles than meets the eye, I think you're in for a treat. Let's dive in and discover some unique side hustles right here. I'm just going to give them out to you. And there's been more in previous episodes. I might chat about those a little bit. But I want to share these unique side hustles that could be your key to unlocking the doors of your dreams, the doors of your life. So get ready to be inspired, because what we're about to uncover might just change the way you think about how you can earn some extra income. Enough, Tracy. You've teased this for the past 6 minutes. I'm still with you. You're still with me, right? Okay, good. So the first one, virtual event planning, right? That's first on our list. And think about it. In today's world, where virtual meetings have really become the norm, especially after 2020, there's a growing demand for the skilled individual who can organize and manage these online events. Whether they're webinars, virtual birthday parties, or digital conferences, the scope really here is vast. Well, I guess you could say it's as vast as it is varied. So, if you've got a knack for organization and a flair for bringing people together, even if it's just through the screen, this one really could be a golden opportunity for you. It's not just about logistics, though. Because as I mentioned in a previous episode, and I can't remember off the top of my head right now, and I'm not going to pause this recording to go look for it, but what I will do is I'll put a link to the episode down in the show notes, because we talked about this virtual event planning before. It's not about just the logistics and bringing people together. It's about creating an experience, preferably a memorable one, a positive one, right? So, and it really doesn't matter where your participants are at in the world. You're bringing them together on that screen and creating this memorable experience. So I'll drop that link to the previous episode where it's all about this particular topic. Next up, we have remote interior design consulting. Look, here's the thing. Bear with me, right? You may not be up for this one, and if so, skip forward about 15, 20 seconds and you'll get the next one. But more and more people are looking to beautify their homes, especially those working from home, right? So many of us got forced to work from home for a period of time. So many of those folks are still working from home. So there really is this niche market for interior design consultants, whether it be organization or just beautification, huh? Or ergonomics, right? So make sure people are, sitting in the right kind of chairs and what. So if you have this eye for organization or aesthetics and a passion for home decor, why not offer it as a virtual consultation, right? You could help clients design their dream space without ever having to step foot into their homes. And trust me, there's all kinds of technology that'll help you out with this. I'm home shopping, so I've been seeing folks doing the shots of rooms that are empty, and then they have a way to superimpose that shot to make it look like it's a staged shot as well, as if you had walked into a fully furnished room, to give you the feel of what it would be like. It's about using technology to bridge the gap turning your vision into these virtual design plans that could transform any space and getting a little money for it. So if it's your passion, give it a shot.
The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
Next one of my favorites. You heard me talk about this one a number of times. Creating online courses but let's do it on a niche subject. Yeah. So let's talk about creating online courses in these niche arenas. Oh, here's the thing. The world is hungry for your knowledge. The world is hungry for your unique skills. The world is hungry to learn about your hobbies that are in high demand. So whether it's teaching things like sustainable gardening, how to change the oil on your 67 Chevy, giving guitar lessons, and trust me, I had the lead guitarist from the Steve Miller Band on the podcast, and he does this too. He's recorded a series of videos, and he sells it. Yeah. And this is a rock star, ladies and gentlemen. I had the drummer from I Prevail on the show. He does the same thing. He's created a whole platform where he has a host of folks that appear on the videos, not just him teaching folks how to play drums. See, the beauty of this side hustle is you can create the course once and it can generate income over and over and over again. It's about sharing what you love and getting paid to do it. Okay? Next up, voiceover work. Yeah, this goes across social media. Let's talk about voiceover work for multimedia. This one is for those who've been told, maybe you have this amazing voice for radio. I get told that every once in a while. I don't get it, but hey, if you like it, I'm cool with it. So if you've ever been told that, or maybe you have this ability to create a character of voices. I remember when my daughters were younger and I would read them bedtime stories, I would actually pick voices for each of the characters in the story. Right? Now, I'm not as good as some folks, but maybe you have that gift as well. So this could go from narrating audiobooks to voiceovers for characters, like I mentioned, for video games and podcasts. And if you think about it, the opportunities are endless. You can go create yourself a Fiverr gig right now and just start doing that right away. With a simple home setup, your voice could be the one that captivates listeners across a variety of media platforms. It's a side hustle that combines creativity, a little skill, a God-given gift, and little technology. Now, here's the last idea I want to share with you right now. App and game development. This one is getting easier and easier. So it's last but not least on my list of out-of-the-box thinking right here. And it might sound a bit intimidating, especially if you're not a tech whiz. But hear me out. With the plethora of user-friendly app development tools that are out there, even those of us with the most basic, with no technical skills, can create engaging and useful mobile applications or games. And especially with the advent of AI, it's gotten simple where some folks can draw it out on a piece of paper. Here's what I want it to do, and here's what I want it to look like, and AI takes over. I want you to think about simple problem-solving apps and maybe fun, addictive games, either one, right? The app world is vast, and it's always changing, so there's always room for new, innovative ideas. Is there been something you thought about if there was just an app for this? Create it. Okay, but let's pause for a moment and reflect on these for a minute. These aren't your ordinary everyday side hustles. We're not talking about drop shipping or e-commerce or blogging. You know? We're going down the road less traveled in the gig economy. And it's brimming with opportunities that many have yet to discover. You might think of one as you're listening to the rest of this podcast. It's a journey beyond the horizon of the conventional gigs, where your unique talents meet unexplored market opportunities. I want you to think about this for a moment. In these lesser-known paths, there's not just potential for income, but for passion, for creativity, and even personal growth. It's about carving out a niche that's directly yours in the vast world of side hustles. Now, here's a question to ignite your thoughts a little bit. If you could transform any of your hidden talents or any of your unique hobbies into a profitable venture, which one would it be? Have you ever considered that what you do for fun or what that you are naturally good at could actually be your ticket to financial and personal freedom? So many of you haven't. A few of you have. So here's the question. Why keep it hidden? Why keep it as just a hobby when there's a world out there waiting to embrace you, waiting to pay you for your unique skills and your unique set of knowledge. You don't need to be miles ahead of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. Think about it. Where's your hidden talent? And more importantly, are you ready to let that talent shine? All right. So before we move on, let's underscore something crucial here. Okay. The heart of these unique side hustles lies in your creativity, lies in your personal interests. It's about looking at your hobbies and looking at your passions and asking a simple question. How can I use this to bring value to others? It's about seeing your skills as not just pastimes, but as potential business adventures. Okay. Perhaps the most successful side hustles often stem from doing what you love. It doesn't feel like work then, right? So, how do you pinpoint which one of these skills or hobbies could turn into a profit? Well, start by listing what you're good at and by listing what you enjoy. Sometimes those are the same thing. Sometimes they're a little different. Sometimes you like doing something, but you're not good at it yet. Okay, embrace the suck. It could be anything from baking to coding to writing. Then research to see if there's a demand for these skills. Look on online forums, look at social media groups, go out to the marketplace where people are seeking these skills. Your hobby could be the answer to someone else's. Heck, just reach out into your social media presence, right? Reach out to your followers, your friends, and say, if I created this, would you buy it? And see how many people say yes. If no, if you get crickets, okay, maybe it's not time yet. You move on to the next one on your list and keep going until you get that yes. And once you've identified the potential side hustle, it's time to test the waters. Start small. Create a minimum viable product, an MVP, minimum viable product. Or offer a base version of your service. Or here's another opportunity, right? Put out your own little sales pitch. Hey, you said you'd be willing to buy this. Tell you what, it's $27 right now. You're going to be part of my beta group, and we're going to create this together. Yeah, see? This could be a sample course, a module, a small-scale event planning service so that you can get feedback and start refining your offering right out of the gate and getting a little bit to offset your costs. And then you can gradually scale up. Because as you're engaging with these folks, you're going to learn new opportunities. They're going to ask you questions. You're going to, well, I hadn't thought about that. Because it was so obvious to you, you knew it. It was just like, it's like ground zero for you. They're like, well, what about this? And what about that? And you're like, oh, great. I need to teach these folks what you feel are basics and bring them along, right? That's how you start refining your offer. The validation will come in the real world testing. So don't shy away from putting your idea out there. Starting a unique side hustle, look, it can be a little daunting. It can seem daunting, but it's about really, I think, being brave for 5 seconds and taking that first step. You remember I'd say, put your little pinky toe out of that comfort zone and then pull it back in. Start with the market research. Put your pinky toe out there and ask. Understand your potential customers and your competitors. Now, put your pinky toe back out there again and set up a basic online presence. I don't care whether it's a website, social media profile, Facebook page, however you want to, where people can come and learn about your service or product. Then, and more importantly, network. Don't build it and expect they will come. That only works in the movies. Connect with others in your field. Join relevant online communities and start building your brand. Don't join the communities to pepper them with spam. Deliver value. Let them check out your profiles. In the profiles, you tell them about your amazing skill, your amazing new opportunity, and they will go check it out themselves. You don't even need to spam them. Let's take a second and address the big elephant in the room, balancing these side hustles with your full-time job and your family. Yeah. See, the key here, I think, is effective time management. You're going to have to carve out some specific hours in your week dedicated to your side hustle. That's all there is to it. Just like you do for your job, just like you do for your family. It could be early in the mornings, it could be on the weekends, it could be your lunch breaks, whatever works for you. Communicate with your family, involve them in the journey and say, hey, you know what? Sundays between 11 and 3, I'm working on this. That's it. This is for all of us, okay? And then remember, it's not about working harder, ladies and gentlemen. It's about working smarter. Use the tools and the strategies that are out there to maximize your productivity so you do not burn out.
The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
Now, we're going to dive into the lives of a couple of remarkable individuals that are real people just like you and me. And the reason I want to share their stories is because they've managed to find the elusive balance between full-time job and family life, all while creating a successful side hustle. Their stories are not just inspiring, I hope. They're going to be proof that with the right mindset and a little strategy, you too can create a side hustle that complements your life. First, let's meet Sarah. Sarah is like one of those superheroes. By day, she's a diligent accountant, managing numbers and ledgers. But by night, when the clock clicks outside of her 9-to-5, Sarah transformed into a creative graphic designer. What? Yeah. She's working on exciting freelance projects. She's also the mother of two, balancing spreadsheets and school runs, client meetings and bedtime stories. Her journey into graphic design started as a hobby. It was just a way to unleash her creativity, get out of the rut of the numbers. But soon she realized this is more than a hobby. It could actually be a lucrative side hustle. People would ask her, did you create that yourself? Well, it's really easy. They're like, I could never do that. Could you create something like this for me? Yeah, sure, no problem. Sarah's secret to managing her double life, it's not about finding time, ladies and gentlemen. It's about making time for what ignites your soul. Remember, she was using it as a way to release her creativity. Sarah believes that when you're passionate about something, you can make room for it in your life, no matter how busy you are. Just take out some of the boring stuff that you're doing now. Maybe you're wasting 2 hours in front of a television. There's 2 hours you could free up. Hey, maybe you just carve out half of that. Take an hour, boom. Sarah's side hustle is not just a source of extra income. It really is her window into creative freedom, a space where she feels alive and fulfilled. Yeah. Yep, that's Sarah, full-time accountant, part-time graphic designer, and full-time superhero in the eyes of her children. Her secret? It's not about finding time. It's about making time for what ignites your soul. But the question becomes, how does Sarah do it? Well, she prioritizes and she plans. Her mornings are dedicated to her accounting job, her evenings to her family, and her late nights to her design jobs. Weekends, well, those are about a mix, right? She balances those out because, sometimes she has to carve out a little quality time for her family, but it's always a carefully choreographed dance, one that she's constantly tweaking to maintain in harmony. Now, I want you to think about your own life for a moment, if you would. What if your energy wasn't just about surviving the daily grind? What if it was about thriving, doing something you truly love? Imagine the endless possibilities that would just spring up in front of you. What could you create if your day job was only one part of your story, not the entire narrative? What could you create if your energy wasn't about surviving, but thriving? Yeah. What passions are lying dormant inside of you? How about we awaken them? Yeah? Okay, good. I think, and hopefully you'll all agree with me, Sarah's story is a testament to the fact that with the right approach, you can indeed balance a full-time job, a family, and a successful side hustle. Yeah, a little juggling might be happening there, but it's about making time, like I said, for what matters. What brings you joy and fulfillment? So as we wrap up Sarah's story, I want you to ponder over your own potential side hustles. What could they be? Right? What could be your version of Sarah's story? Remember, it's not about the extra income. It's about crafting a life that resonates with your passions and your dreams. So next, we're going to explore how to take these first steps and make your side hustle dream a reality. Don't go anywhere. I want you to listen up because now we're going to get into some practical tips that could be the launch pad for your side hustle journey. All right. Now, I want to welcome you to the crucial part of the Side Hustle Showdown, and that is, of course, mastering the art of time management and efficiency. Because let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest challenge when it comes to side hustles isn't about finding the right one. And some of you may say, yeah, it is. Yeah, okay, but the ones that are out there saying, yeah, I found the right one, the real crucial thing is about finding the time to make it work. So now what we're going to do is we're going to dive into some practical strategies, a few tools and techniques to help you balance your side hustle with your busy schedule, all while not sacrificing your job performance or your family time. The first step in effective time management is going to be prioritization. It's all about understanding what tasks are urgent, what tasks are important, and which ones can wait. Yeah. Start off by setting some clear, achievable goals for your side hustle. And to do this, you got to ask yourself, what do I want to achieve this week? What do I want to achieve this month? How about this year? Then, as you've heard me say in past goal setting episodes, and I'll put a link for a couple of those episodes if you want to check them out, then break those down into smaller, manageable chunks and prioritize them into your schedule. What gets booked gets done. If you see a meeting time on your schedule, you don't plan anything else for that time, right? Why can't you do that with your side hustle? Yeah. You see, creating a routine is your next big step. So what I mean by that is you should carve out specific times in your day or in your week that are exclusively dedicated to your side hustle. Maybe it's an hour in the morning before the kids wake up and your day really starts, or it's a couple hours on the weekend. The key is here, consistency. Consistency is key. These dedicated time slots help you build the momentum that you're looking for, help you build the momentum that you need to make steady progress without overwhelming your schedule. You get into this routine. All right, these last 2 hours before I go to bed, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm going to bang out. All right. Now let's talk tools. In our digital age, tools are everywhere. There's an abundance of productivity tools and apps designed to streamline your work. We're talking things like Trello, Asana for task management, Pomodoro timers for focused work sessions. You got a timer on your phone. You don't need to go out and get an app for that. You can use, note apps, Evernote for organizing your ideas. Again, you could speak into it. AI is everywhere. These are all game changers. Utilize these tools the way you need to use them. Don't listen to me saying, use this for that, and use this for that. Try a couple of different things and work them into your workflow. Right? You don't think the same way I do. So I don't want to say, do this, do this, do this, do that. I offer you some ideas, Trello, Asana, Pomodoro, the apps that are already on your phone, and use them the way they would work for you. I could give you a blank journal and tell you exactly how to use it. And you're like, yeah, that might not work for me. So I'll give you a blank journal and give you some ideas of how to use it. And you'll pick the ideas that work for you and start using them. Utilize the tools that are at your disposal to stay organized. Utilize the tools that you have available right now to track your progress, and keep your side hustle tasks separate from your day job and your family responsibilities. Yeah, just keep them over here, okay? And adopt an efficient workflow, right? Efficient workflow techniques can significantly boost your productivity. Techniques like batching similar products together, right? In the podcast arena, all right, I'm going to do all my podcast recording, one, boom, 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 one right after another. I don't even need to turn the recorder off. I just get into the edit mode and split it up. This is one podcast, this is the other podcast, bing, bang, boom, it's all done. You see? Yeah. Techniques like batching similar tasks together, setting specific deadlines, and using the Eisenhower box method to sort tasks can help you work smarter, not harder. And I talked about the Eisenhower box method in a previous episode. Remember, it's not just about the number of hours that you're putting in. It's about making every hour that you put in count. Now, let's not forget about balancing family life, because balancing your side hustle with your family life, I think it's about open communication and setting boundaries. Discuss your goals with your family. Let them know what's going on. Involve them in your journey and be clear about it when you're working on your side hustle. Hey, this is the time. I'm working on this right here. Leave me alone unless it's an emergency. Got it. Good. Thanks, Dad. All right. You want to find a balance where your family feels included and respected in your pursuit for success. Lastly, be mindful of burnout, ladies and gentlemen. So many of us get caught up in this. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement and push yourself way too far. Plan in regular breaks. Don't shortcut yourself on self-care routines, and know when it's time to step back and recharge. My friends, this is crucial. Your health and your well-being are the foundation upon which all success is built. Your 9-to-5 success, your family success, as well as your side hustle success. Here's the thing. As we navigate the waters of time management and efficiency, I want you to ponder this thought. Your side hustle shouldn't steal time from your family. It should borrow time from your inefficiencies. That little shift is powerful, isn't it? Yeah. Many of us feel like we're constantly running up against the clock, trying to squeeze in family time, trying to squeeze in the regular 9-to-5 job, as well as our passions or our side hustle.
The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
But what if you could take a step back and reclaim time, not from the moments that matter, like family time, but from the inefficiencies that lurk in the dark, unexplored corners of your daily schedule? Yeah, you see, by streamlining your processes, cutting out wasted time, and being more intentional with each and every hour that you work, you can create pockets of time that fuel your side hustles without sacrificing what's truly important, your family life and your health. Now let's address a crucial question. Are you just busy or are you productive? Think about it. In the whirlwind of daily tasks and responsibilities, it's easy to feel perpetually busy. But is that busyness translating into real progress, especially when it comes to your side hustle? How can your side hustle become a mirror reflecting the way you approach your time and your tasks? Well, maybe it's time to reassess and learn from your side hustle about the true essence of productivity. You ready to discover how your side hustle can teach you the difference? Yeah, I know you are. All right, remember, managing a side hustle alongside a full-time job and a family life it's a balancing act. I get it, right? I got to go this way, got to go that way. It's going to require a little discipline, little organization, and a clear understanding of your goals and your priorities. But with the right strategies and the right tools, it's way more achievable. It's about making the most of the time that you have, being efficient with the time that you work in, and maintaining a healthy balance of all of it. As we continue forward in this podcast, I want you to keep those strategies in mind. They could be the key to unlocking not just the potential of your side hustle, but also a more balanced and far more fulfilled life. All right, as we near the end of our episode, we're over 30 minutes into it here already, I want to take you into my favorite segment. Hopefully it's your favorite segment as well. It's a segment I'm now calling Whiskered Wisdom. I've been calling it Whiskered Wisdom for a while now. This is where we distill everything we've discussed so far down to one piece of advice, one nugget of wisdom that you can carry away with you and apply in your journey towards a successful side hustle. Yeah, whatever it is, if you forget everything else, don't forget everything else, by the way. But if you do, remember this. Today's top tip is about leveraging your existing skills or tapping into an existing passion. Remember, the most successful and the most fulfilling side hustles are often the ones that completely align with what you're already good at and completely align with what it is you already love doing. It's about turning your strengths and interests into opportunities. So many people are going to say, hey, go do drop shipping. You're like, I suck at that. Well, then don't do it. Whether it's your professional expertise, a hobby you're passionate about, or a skill that you've just wanted to develop, these are your most valuable assets in the world of side hustles. Now, throughout our episode today, we've explored some unique side hustles, heard an inspiring story about Sarah, and we've delved into a few strategies for balancing these ventures with our daily lives. Each of these sections of this podcast, in their own way, have highlighted the importance of this top tip. From Sarah, who turned her graphic design hobby into a business, a thriving business, to the various unique side hustles I shared with you earlier, they all started from a place of skill, a place of passion. When it comes to managing these hustles efficiently, it's always easier and it's always going to be more fulfilling when you're working on something you're truly passionate about. So, as you ponder over starting, restarting, kickstarting, or just growing your side hustle, think about what it is you're already good at. Think about what it is that already excites you. What can you talk about for hours without getting bored? What do some of your friends roll their eyes at when you start talking about it because they're like, God, oh man, you're always talking about this. Yeah, that's probably your zone of genius. That's where your side hustle sweet spot lies. And when you work on something that aligns with your skills and aligns with your passion, not only does it have a greater chance of success, but it also brings you a greater sense of joy, a greater sense of fulfillment. That, my friends, goes way beyond financial gains. That, my friends, is your whiskered wisdom for today. Leverage your unique skills and passions and watch them transform your side hustle journey. Now, as we wind down today's episode, let's take a moment to reflect on the journey we just went on together. I'm just kind of recapped a little bit. We've explored uncharted territories in the world of side hustles, haven't we? Yeah. Shared some inspiring stories and uncovered a few practical strategies along the way to make it all work. We started by diving in to the exciting realm of side hustles. We stepped beyond the usual and uncovered a few opportunities like virtual event planning, remote interior design consulting, and a few more. We met Sarah, our superhero accountant by day and graphic designer by night, who showed us it's all possible to juggle a full-time job, a side hustle, and a family life without dropping the ball. All right, we also discussed the importance of time management and efficiency, offering you a few tools, a couple of techniques to help you balance all those things together into your busy schedule. But it's not about working more hours, right? Remember that. It's about working smarter with the hours that we put in. The core of today's message, I want to make sure is completely crystal clear. Balancing your side hustle with your work and your family life doesn't have to be a dream. It's completely possible. It is a feasible reality. It requires a mix of passion, planning, and productivity, right? Get a little mix of this, a little mix of this, and stir it all together, and your side hustle. Yeah, remember, your side hustle, it should embrace your life, not complicate it. It's about finding that sweet spot where your skills, your passions, and the market, where all these things intersect together. So we're winding down, we're reaching the end of today's insightful journey. It's time for that crucial part where you, my valued listener, can step forward into action. This is where your journey with us turns into action. First off, here it is. I want to hear from you. Yep, you. Talking to you right there. You. Not the person. No, you. I want you to share your side hustle stories, your stumbles, your bumbles, your falls, your faceplants, your victories, your struggles, or even the burning question you might have. Let's create a community of sharing and support. You can share your stories and your questions by emailing us, tracy@darkhorseschooling.com. You can go to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur and you'll see a little microphone down there in the right-hand corner. Click that bad boy, leave us a voicemail, right? Post it on our social media platforms. Dark Horse Schooling is everywhere. We're on all the platforms. And mark it with the hashtag Dark Horse Hustle. Yeah, that'll catch my attention real fast. Your story could be the inspiration that someone else needs. The answer to your question might be the key that unlocks the door for you and anyone else. And for those of you that are ready to roll up your sleeves right now and dive into the nitty-gritty of building your side hustle, I got something special just for you. It's an exclusive email course, 21 Days to a Profitable Side Hustle. Yeah, over those 3 weeks, you'll receive daily content directly into your inbox. This course is packed with actionable tasks, resources, and a few motivational tips to guide you step by step from conceptualizing, launching, and growing your side hustle. Sign up for this journey right now. Go to darkhorseschooling.com/21 days. That's the number 2, the number 1, and days. darkhorseschooling.com/21 days. The number 21 followed by the word days, no space. And lastly, if you found any value in today's episode or any of the episodes, don't forget to subscribe to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast so you can get any of the future episodes and get all the previous episodes. We're on episode 460. We're nearing 1 million downloads, and I appreciate each and every one of you listening as much as you do. Follow us on your favorite podcast platform. Share this episode with someone you know will get benefit from it. Your support helps us grow by reaching more aspiring entrepreneurs just like you. Again, together, let's build that community of dark horses who turn their dreams into a reality. Again, thank you for tuning in and being a part of this journey, and for taking the steps towards building your life of freedom, toward your life of fulfillment. Remember, in a world of side hustles, you, my friend, are not alone. We're here to guide, we're here to inspire, and we're here to support you every step of the way. Think successfully and take action.
Hey, my Dark Horse Entrepreneur parents, thanks for tuning in. If this episode struck a chord, share it with a fellow parent hustler. Let's grow our tribe that thrives, not just survives. For more insights and a community that totally gets it, join our Facebook group at www.darkhorseschooling.com/tribe. Think successfully and take action.